Hey guys, so I've just got back from work and I've got a package waiting for me, so I thought I'd just jump on camera and show you what I've got. So today's video I am going to just do a quick unboxing. It's not going to take long at all, and then we'll go through and we'll repot this together as well. It won't be today, this video will be done over 2 days, so I'll do the repotting tomorrow because I don't have time now, it's got quite late already. But yeah, so we will do the repotting of this one tomorrow, just because I need to get some soil and stuff together. I don't quite have the right mix that I want here to be able to pot this up, but yeah, so we'll go ahead and do that. But first we're going to unpackage this and see what I've got. So I just cut the top off, but I haven't actually looked in here. So this plant I've ordered from Strings and Things, which is, I found them through Facebook, but they are a plant company and yeah, they're really great. They also have put a sticker on it for me saying live plants, handle with care, which is great. So I'm really excited about that. It did come Royal Mail tracked delivery as well, which is fantastic. And I did actually leave a note on the door for the delivery people to make sure that they didn't take it away, because where I wasn't in today, our Royal Mail service seems to like take all the packages down to the depot if you're not in, which is really frustrating. So yeah, I did leave a message on the door to make sure they didn't do that, because the fact that it's a live plant, obviously I didn't want it to spend another day in a box. So yeah, so this is quite an expensive one, so it's definitely a wish list plant of mine that I've been wanting for quite some time. So I'm quite excited to see what we've got. And I love the fact that in here already, look, you've got these multicoloured, what they're called, peanut things. They're really cool. But yeah, so I'm going to try and get in here without making too much mess, because I really don't want this to go everywhere. So you've got loads of bubble wrap, which is really cool. And then you've got a lollipop. Oh my god, I don't really see it yet. And then you've got this really cool Strings and Things little cutout monstera, which is really exciting. And I can see it. This is really exciting. So, yeah, we're gonna go for it. So all of this down the bottom here is roots, which is quite exciting. But this is what we have. So it is a variegated monstera, which is really exciting. I actually bought this really on a whim, so I wasn't planning on buying one, and then I saw that Strings and Things were doing like a event on Facebook where she basically puts up loads of pictures of monsteras, variegated monsteras. Well, she does it with loads of different plants, but this one in particular was obviously for this, and she labels them like A to however many she's got, like A, B, C, D, and you basically go on and it's the first person to comment done or sold or whatever to comment on that picture that wins it. And I kind of just did it not really thinking, and then I won it and I was like, oh crap. So yeah, that's kind of how this has gone. I'm really impressed with how this has been packaged. Like, this plant has literally come out perfect, which is amazing. I specifically went for one that wasn't like massively variegated, because I didn't want excessive amounts of variegation, because they can struggle a little bit, and where it's just a one leaf cutting, I just wanted it to get healthy first and then I can worry about that. But I will say that there is a really nice white line that runs up here, and a couple of other few white marks that run up through the stem, which is really promising, because it means that the likelihood is that next leaf will have nice variegation on it as well. So yeah, really happy with that. I mean, even underneath looks really pretty, but I love the shape of the leaf there as well. I think it looks really funky. This here is really, it's so well packaged. I'm really happy with the way it's been delivered. In here we have the roots. Now this is in sphagnum moss, which is a great way to package a plant. And there is the stem. So the roots on this is absolutely incredible. Look at that. So I'm super happy with this. It looks like she's already had it in soil, so I am going to put it straight into soil. I'll probably leave it in, I've actually got some sphagnum moss, so I'll probably get some more sphagnum moss and just leave it standing in a pot or something, in a load of sphagnum moss overnight, ready to pot tomorrow. But yeah, just get it some sunlight really, where it's been in the thing all day. But yeah, super happy with that. There's currently no signs of new growth yet, but that's not a massive worry. I'm hoping that we will get some. So this actually got 2 big sticks here, which is obviously where it's been cut. So you never know where something will grow from. So hopefully, just inspecting that a little bit, we might get some new growth some point soon. But yeah, so I'd be super excited to see where the growth comes from. There's currently no signs of, like I said, no signs of any new growth coming through, so we will see, but I'm sure it will. The roots look incredible and this leaf looks really healthy. So yeah, really excited to see this grow. Once it's potted up, I'll probably sit it over to the side here next to this shelf. So a lot of my variegated plants are on this shelf because it gets some really good light. There's indirect light from outside here. So yeah, I'm probably going to look at putting it there. It'll be a nice feature on top of my new terrarium. So yeah, really excited about that. And I will jump back on here tomorrow when we're repotting and we'll have a bit more of a chat and go from there. Right then guys, so I am back. It is the next day. As I said that I was going to do in the video yesterday, I have actually left this in wet moss overnight just to keep the roots nice and moist and healthy, and just to stop it from drying up or anything, but also allowing it to get some sun, because I was aware that obviously it did spend possibly up to 24 hours in a box, so obviously didn't get light for a little while, so just wanted to make sure it was okay. It's looking quite good. It's got a tiny bit of browning. I don't know if you can see from here, just under the leaf here, just a tiny bit around there, but nothing too major. It might just be where it's been knocked or whatever, and obviously it's more visible because it's on the white variegation, so, but yeah, that's fine. I'm actually quite happy with the variegation on this. I like the fact there's not too much of it, but I really like the fact that it's all speckledy and it's not just like a solid section of white, which is quite cool. So yeah, I'm hoping that, as I said yesterday, that as this grows, that it will get more variegation, but I am obviously unsure of where this is going to grow from. So I just have a soil ready here. We're just going to quickly pop this up and just chat a little bit about the care and things of this whilst we do. So I've just got a soil here that is just a nice thick, I say thick, a nice well-draining soil. So it's got lots of chunky bits in it. A little bit of perlite, but not too much actually, because I found that my other ones don't like a lot of perlite in them, so I've just kind of gone with the same sort of mixture that I use for my other monsteras and hope that it'll be similar. Obviously this one's probably going to get a bit more light, so it is going to be the closest monstera that I have to the window, but yeah, so hopefully that'll be okay. So I'm just going to take some of the moss out of here, and we will just sit that over here for now. Show you these fantastic roots again. So obviously where they've been in soil, I don't want to leave them in water for too long, because wet moist. I don't want to leave them in wet moist moss for too long, because obviously that is quite wet and they do need to dry up a little bit in between. So yeah, I might just leave that there for a second and I can go and get rid of this moss, and then we can get this potted up. Fab. So I gave this pot a really nice clean through before I put plant in it yesterday, because obviously I don't want it to get any issues from previous plants or anything like that. And I've just given it another little rinse after taking the moss out, so hopefully it should all be good. Yeah, so I'm just going to get soil put in here and we'll just have a little bit of a chat and we'll get it potted up at the same time. So, I mean, yeah, the roots on here are really dirty, so it's actually quite hard to tell how healthy the roots are, but I think they're quite good from what I can see. But yeah, it's just really unsure of where this next shoot's going to come from, so I'm quite nervous about that. So I'm just going to pot it up and keep looking after it. And yeah, I'm going to keep the soil slightly wetter than I normally would to start off with, because I don't know 100% what conditions it's come from, but they've obviously been sat in wet moss for a while as well, so I am just going to make sure that, yeah, that they don't dry out too much, and then I'll go back to letting it dry in between waters, which is what I would obviously normally do with a monstera, because they don't need to be really wet all the time. Now, I can't believe how long this root is, it's nuts. So I'm just going to have to come up here to twirl that in. But yeah, I'm so excited. I've had literally wanted one of these forever. And fair enough, it's maybe not as much variegation as I would have liked. However, I actually kind of like that because it's not as, you know, maybe I don't need to sort of worry about it as much as I would as if it had loads of variegation on. I can treat it a little bit like my normal Monstera. So, yeah. Hopefully it won't be too bad. So I'm just going to fill in with soil around here, and then I think it's going to have to stay in that position. This here is clearly where she's cut from, so that does need to stay pointing upwards. But it looks like the lower down one has actually been buried before, so I'm just going to rebury that and hope that that doesn't cause any issues. I do actually just want this to try and get as central as possible as well, because it will look very odd if it's a bit skew if and off to one side. So we are just going to do that, and then maybe just give it a bit of a pull up as we go. I don't want it to sit too low in the pot, but yeah, so I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this cutting here. So I paid £65 for this cutting. I appreciate that that's quite steep for a one leaf cutting. However, the reason why I did it is due to the roots. So I loved how many roots it had and the fact that they looked really healthy. And the plant looked really healthy, to be fair. And the fact, like I said, that it hasn't got loads of variegation didn't bother me. I quite like the fact that it's got slightly less, because it can always gain, you know, I might get some more leaves through with more variegation on, or even if they just stay the same. I just think it's really pretty. And yeah, it was a bit of a win buy, so I'd love to know what you think, whether I've made a good choice or whether you think I made a bad choice. Let me know down in the comments. But yeah, I think it's quite good. I'm quite happy with it. I don't know if that maybe needs to go down a little bit more. I don't want this really to sink in too low because that's where it joins. But that there is roots, so I'm a bit unsure. There's no aerial roots on it as of yet that I've seen, unless I've just missed them. So hopefully it will start to grow some. Fab, so I appreciate this is a bit of an odd video, a little bit of a short one, but I just really wanted to show you my new Monstera, see what your thoughts were, like I said, see if you think I made a good purchase or not. But yeah, so do let me know your thoughts, and let me know if you've got any questions really. I will keep you updated on how this does on my Instagram page, so that's Little Houseplant Life, the same as my YouTube name. So yeah, do head over and check out my Instagram if you're not already following me on there. And I will do lots of updates on this one as well as my other plants as well, and let you know if I get any growth or anything from it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye! Alright.